Hey guys, welcome back. So today's April 30th, last day of trading for the month of April, and I just wanted to do another quick update video on SPY, and maybe QQQ. We'll see. They kind of run together. Um, but before that, please like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel a lot. Get exposure, and we actually get some good solid educational content out there instead of all this other shit that's flying around YouTube. I know I don't make the best or flashiest videos, but you can't fucking argue with my results. Let's get into the analysis. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you in this video how it's important and why it's important to trade um, with the trend, okay, and how you can do that. And I've made videos on this before. If you watch my Q trend class, this is going to sound very very familiar, but not everybody's seen that. I would even say the majority of you haven't seen that. So it's this is solid information. This is some stuff that can take your day trading, if you're a day trader, up to a different level, or a swing trader, because I'll show you how you can do it swing trading by just adjusting the timeline and take that up to the next level. So what the fuck am I talking about, right? So if you go to the hourly chart, and again, I apologize if you've seen this before, but if you go to the hourly chart and you look at, let's look at this last bounce, because this sell-off is just starting here, and it's really not the best conditions for jumping in this. This is why we didn't jump in this as a swing play. We only, I said towards puts today, if you're looking to day trade. And this is why, because we're selling off on the hourly chart. You can see we're in a clear downtrend on the hourly. So why would you play calls here? You know what I mean? And this is the gist of it. So because this hasn't fully played out, let's go back and let's look at the last bounce, and we can even look at the drop before that too. But here's the last bounce. Okay, so again, same hourly chart. Now look, we got our MACD across here. That was a little late, but our wave trend was, look at these extremes. This is what I mean when I say extremes. When we're at the double red or the double green line, that's at extremes, okay? Or above, obviously, or below on the green. Now, so if we're at extremes, it's highly likely to, when you get this cross here, you're highly likely to reverse on the wave trend. So, and then when you couple in all these other indicators here, like our RSI / divergence indicator, like our MACD, when we get a bullish cross, those are just confirmations that we're gonna bounce, right? So this was Thursday, April 24th, this bounce here, right? So if the hourly chart is bullish, and then why would we try and sneak in puts? Okay, so again, this is on April, April 25th, April 25th of 2024, Thursday. So it was just last Thursday. So let's go to the 5-minute chart, and let's go to the 25th. All right, let's see what we're working with. So here's the 25th. Okay, let's just do this. Zoom in a little bit more and get a good picture. See what the 25th looked like. Now, here's the 25th. Now, if you were a day trader on the 25th, okay, and you are ignoring what I'm telling you right now, then what would you get into? What would you play? All right. You wouldn't know, right? You would have no direction. You would have no bias technically. I guess it kind of is a bias, but it's backed off technicals. So that's why it's not really a bias like, oh, I think this because of whatever. I'm biased because the chart is telling me to be biased. Okay. So when our hourly flipped to a buy, so this was around noon on the 25th was when our wave trend went. MACD went a little bit later, and our Q trend went at noon as well. MACD crossed at about 2 o'clock, so a couple hours later. And our RSI divergence indicator actually started turning up a little bit before then from extremes. So let's go to noon, about noon time, okay? So when that hourly flips to buy at noon, okay, you then know you can play calls here, okay? So that was basically your sign to play calls, okay? So you could have then gotten this play off the 5-minute chart. Now, here's a put play, right? You have a sell signal here. You have a MACD cross, bearish divergence on the 5-minute chart. You're at extremes on wave trend. So why wouldn't we play this put play? This play was a disaster if you played it, by the way. This isn't one we called out or anything like that. I'm just being hypothetical now, right? You know, you're a day trader. You're kind of just looking right at the 5-minute chart, right? So why wouldn't you play this put play? Well, I wouldn't play it, or I wouldn't play these heavily if there was like some conviction that I really thought, like we were at like a double top of resistance, or like, something like that, where I thought, I want a lot of some puts. I may trade that trade, and you can trade these trades, but I wouldn't go heavy. I would go extremely light, and the plays I would go heavy on are the plays where the hourly chart is trending towards. So our hourly chart is trending towards a buy here, right? We have a buy signal come noon, right? Okay, so I would then day trade calls at that point, and I would stick to calls. Okay, for as long as it's pretty much ripping upwards. Now, when you get to a no man's land over here, again, this is why, I said we're slightly bearish. I could see us. I think we're going to go down, but it didn't meet my criteria for a swing trade, so we didn't enter it. Again, you can day trade all you want, but in terms of these videos, I can't show you how to day trade on a video unless I go live on Facebook or Discord in the moment. So what I'm showing you is swing trades and how to play swing trades, overnight plays, maybe 2 days plays, maybe plays that are a week or a month or 2 months long. I can show you all that. The day trades are a little tougher, but what I can show you is how to day trade it. Okay. And what criteria that I look for when entering a day trade. So again, that was the bounce, right? So we would look to play calls, right? And we were again still in that. The next day was pretty much the same type of thing. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart, right? And if you played these call plays, okay, then you're gravy. Everything's all good in the hood. You know what I mean? You're making money. Everybody's happy. You're laying away from these put plays that try and trap you because the trend is up. So we're not even playing the puts. What's the point in playing the puts? We're trending up. So the way I explain this to people is like a microscope, where you can, or not, yeah, a microscope or um, a looking glass, like the spies carry and ever, where you can, take it and zoom in and out. Charts are the same thing. It's no different. If you look at a 1 day, that's what I'm showing you right now. For those of you that are kind of new, again, so this is this right here, this little white part from here to here. Okay, this is April 25th. Okay, so where it went from down here, it dipped a little bit, it opened, and then we went up here when our hourly flipped to a buy at noon. This is this right here, this little white part right here. If you watch my pointer here, okay, this day is the same thing as this. Okay, it's just zoomed in more instead of 1 hour candles, instead of what, 9 1 hour candles, 8 or 9, however many is in a day, a trading day we're talking. So from 9:30 to 4, you have, what is it, 12 times as many candles, because they're only 5 minute longs, or 5 minutes long. So all that's all we're doing. We're zooming in to that longer time frame, and what we can then do is we can then take advantage of the smaller moves within that. But because, again, just going back, and I'm being redundant on purpose, so you guys can kind of get it through your head, because we are in a upward trend move here, right? We got our buy signal here, and I mean, it went up for the next almost 3 days. It's kind of sideways here. So next 2 days, we would only look to play calls, or quote unquote alert calls, or day trade calls, or swing trade calls during that time frame. Why? Because the fucking stock isn't dipping down. What I mean, yes, you can maybe try and take advantage of these little drops, but why? Going back to my analogy, it's the same as if you're out, you go to take a piss, right? You're far from a bathroom, you're outside, so you go outside and you take a piss. It's a windy fucking day, and the wind is blowing north. Okay, so are you going to turn around and point south and say, okay, well, the wind's blowing right at me, I'm going to take a piss in the direction of the wind? No, you're going to piss in the direction that the wind is going. It's the same thing with trading. You're going to trade, you're going to enter these plays, and you're only going to get in the plays that are moving upward. So you're going to look at calls here, right? It's the same thing. So I don't know how much more clear I can make it. That's what it is. So there's your hourly chart, right? So we would only look to play calls. So you get Q-trend buy here, you're at extremes here. So you would enter calls. Okay. Now these puts, look, you're at extremes, you have a sell signal here. We wouldn't enter puts because the trend is up. Okay. We would wait, it would sell off, and then you would enter here. Okay. At the buy signal here. All right. And I mean, you can just see this was an earnings day, I believe. So that obviously helped push things to where they were going. But look, we're just playing calls, right? This is all after hours, so you can't really trade after hours. By the way, we did trade this. We did trade this play, this call play. It was like a 200% play. So going back here, right? Again, are you going to play this put play? Yeah, you might have made 10, 20, 25% off this play. But look how risky it was, and again, it was after hours, so you're not buying it. But first thing next day again. So this is the 26th. All right, let's go back. We are still in a clear uptrend. We're not yet at extremes. We didn't get this little red sell-off until after hours. So you had pretty much all day until about the end of the day to play calls here the next day, and I'll show you. So that was that, and then here we are. Here it is zoomed in. Okay, so here, buy signal, right? Wave trend. Yeah, you're not extremes, but you get your cross. Your MACD is cross is bullish. You get your Q trend buy signal, right? Let me see if I can move this RSI divergence indicator up a little bit so you can see. Yeah, our RSI was not at extremes either, but we had bullish divergence here. So this is another good opportunity to get into a call play. All right. So that's why we do it. That's how we do it. Now, you could also do that, and you can zoom in and out as much as you want. So let's say you even wanted to do even quicker day trades. You could then look at like the 15-minute chart against the 1-minute chart. Right now we're looking at the hourly against the 5-minute. Now, since a lot of you more than likely aren't going to do that, I'm going to show you more so how to do it on like the daily chart to like the hourly chart. So we already have the hourly chart up, right? Let's go to the daily here, and let's take a gander at our last. Why isn't my chart coming up here? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's go back again. I don't really want to analyze what's going on right now, but so I'll go to the last, the last, I guess, buy signal here. So here we are on the daily chart, and again, for my newcomers, this is each candle is 1 day. All right, on the hourly chart, each candle is 1 hour. On the 5-minute chart, each candle is 5 minutes. On the 1-minute chart, each candle is 1 minute. All right, so it's very basic, but this doesn't work unless you understand this stuff. So let's go to the daily chart, and I guess we're kind of deep enough in this move where I might be able to show you how we could how you could take advantage of this as well. But let's go to the last buy signal. So before this sell signal here, we had a buy signal, and if you look at the wave trend again, I'm looking at this wave trend indicator here. The last time we were at extremes was here. Okay, so let me just move this MACD up a little bit here. Do this, and let's take a look here. So here we are. Last buy signal was and wave trend, Q trend buy signal, and wave trend at extremes. RSI bullish divergence is also at extremes. MACD crosses bullish. Okay, and we just rock it up. This is this uptrend we were in that I've been talking about for God knows how long. That started in pretty much November and went till just recently. We just fell out of this uptrend back in basically the beginning of the month. So what do I mean? And hopefully I can go back far enough on this chart. If not, we may have to play it off the 2-hour chart. But let's see. So here we are. We're in this uptrend here. The trend is up. All right. Now what I'm talking about is swing plays, and I'm talking about plays that you would hold for maybe a couple weeks or so. Um, Let me say this: a few days to maybe a couple weeks. Um, so where our hourly chart is more like a few hours to maybe a couple days. This is like a few days to a couple weeks or so. Um, so so here's what I mean. Okay. So again, this is going back, right? We have our we're at extremes. We have a buy signal here, a wave trend. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, wave trend indicator is at extremes, bullish divergence here, and a MACD cross, as well as a Q trend buy signal. Okay. So how do we take advantage of this? Because this is the daily chart, right? So what we can then do is, and this goes back to what? So the 1st of November. So let's go back to the 1st of November on the hourly chart, and I think we may have to go to the 2-hour chart. So let's do that for now. Maybe it'll make it a little bit easier. I may have to flip back to the 1, but let's see. See, we have to go a little bit further back. That's why I'm kind of okay. Here's November, and here's basically November 1st, right? Here it is. Okay, so here we go. So it's the same thing I just showed you how to do with the hourly chart and the 5-minute chart. You would just do the same thing on other charts. So in this case, the daily to the hourly, you're just looking at a bigger picture, and in this case, the daily chart, and then you're taking, your looking glass or your microscope, and you're just zooming in on it. Okay, and so again, we wouldn't play puts. I mean, again, you can, but it's you're pissing in the wind. Okay, so why piss in the wind when you can piss, with the wind, and not get piss all over yourself. So here's no, that's the is that the 31st? Okay, here's the first. Okay, so we actually got our buy signal the day before, um, and we actually got this. Uh, well, maybe it wasn't the day before, because was I estimating there? November. Yeah, no, it was the first. So as you can see on the hourly chart, you get it a little, or I guess it is the 2-hour chart. You get it a little bit earlier. So we got a buy signal the day before. Problem is, you couldn't have taken advantage of that. So the first opportunity you had to buy calls was on Halloween, the 31st. So um, this is where you would enter your trade, or actually, really, you wouldn't enter until again you got that buy signal on the daily chart, because that would be your cue. Even though you could see it's already moving up, you could, and again, we got this wave trend on the first. This bull divergent was a little bit sooner. It was about a week before, actually. That was kind of your hint. I don't like entering until I actually have signals. So that does mean I leave money on the table a lot of times, but it also translates to my high success rate as well. So, um, so here we are on the daily chart. So again, going back to the first, we dip to the 2-hour chart, going back to the first, okay? And so from here, we would only play calls. So let's say you said, oh, well, I'm too late. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. Cool, no problem. All right. What did I say? We're not playing puts. We're not playing puts during an uptrend. So you would not play the puts here. Yes, you have bullish divergence. Yes, you have all the criteria here. You have all the criteria here to be successful, right? MACD crosses bearish, RSI, divergence, sell signal on Q trend. But what? But if you look at the daily chart, we are in a clear uptrend. So you don't play the opposite way of the trend. Okay, we're trend traders. We trade with the trend, and that's how we're so successful. We just ride the wave. That's all we do. We're not outsmarting anyone. We're not geniuses. We are just going with the money. You know what I mean? And when you do that, you can be extremely successful, like we are. So, so here again, you would lay off the sell signal here, but your eyes would get kind of wide here because you knew that your buy signal was coming, right? So the next day there it came. You had your buy signal here, and you would then enter your swing calls, okay? And you could have held them for a day, 2 days. What is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starts to plateau around there. That's 2 weeks right there. What did I just say? Until our next sell signal. What did I just tell you? These plays are anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks or so. A day or two or three to a couple weeks. And that's exactly how that played out. So, I forgot this is the 2-hour chart, so it's gonna look a little bit different. And for that reason, I'll zoom in a little bit more than I normally would, just so you can see, because these candles should be chopped in half really. I'm used to looking at the hourly chart. We are used to looking at the hourly chart. So again, what are we looking for, right? We're like ignoring the puts. We're just entering the calls, okay? And you can see why, right? Boom, we're just playing those calls, baby. Yeah, see, you can make money here, right? But no, we're just playing the calls because the trend is up. Look, even when I'm zoomed in, you can see the trend is up. You entered this play right here. Yes, you had 1 hour. Actually, no, you had a few hours to make some money on the play, okay? Maybe a day or two, all right, looking at this, because we did drop here. But you didn't make much. You made maybe, depending on the option, you didn't make much. I'll put it that way. Less than 100%, okay? Whereas these plays that I'm all showing you are well into the triple digits. This right here, over 100%, probably 300, maybe more percent. This one right here, probably 300%. This one right here, probably, maybe 2,000% on this play. And again, so we this is why we lay off of the opposite of the trend. So the daily chart is on a buy, or it was on a buy. So we look to play calls, all right? And you can see why, right? Again, you have your little dip here, but look at for every little dip, look at the buys, right? Little dip here, right? The buys are just so much more intense, and that's what we're looking at, right? You have a sell off here, and then it gets bought right back up, right? Sell off here, gets bought right back up. Sell off here, gets bought right back up, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth until we get to the end of the trend. And as you can see here, here's the end of the trend, right? And again, this is the hourly chart, but I can now go on a chart and I can show you within a week of where we got our sell signal here. Or maybe with 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see how good I am. I haven't looked at this before. So I would say we probably got a sell signal probably somewhere around the beginning of April, like the first week of April. Let's see. So that's a 2-hour chart. Let's go. First week of April. Is that when our sell-off started? Yeah. So we got a sell signal here. Look at that. To the fucking day. April 1st, we got our wave trend. And we got a Q trend sell on the 11th. Okay. So, So that's it. And you can do that with any time frames. And that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a microscope. You're just zooming in and out. And you're taking advantage of that. You can do it with the weekly chart to the 4 hour or something like that. Our weekly chart right now, I believe, is on a sell still, right? So, that we're trending down. It's no secret that I think we're going to drop even more. I mean, and those are just the chart reasons, right? I also think there's fundamental reasons, policy reasons why we're going to drop more. The market has priced in like 5 or 6 rate cuts at this stage, 4 to 6, let's say, rate cuts at this point. There's a chance we may not get one. Now, as that all starts to play out, and again, tomorrow it could be the first domino to fall. Tomorrow's a very important Fed meeting. Everyone knows we're not going to get any cuts for the most part tomorrow. But everybody's going to be looking for that flavor. Everyone's going to be looking, what are we thinking? Is it going to be 3? Is it going to be 4? Is it going to be 2? Is it going to be 1? So they're going to be looking for color with that. But the market has priced in these cuts, and if we don't get them, then we're going to pull back more. Okay, and that's what I have pegged for right here is for us to fall back more, and I think the market is starting to get that, but we have a long way to go if that's the case. And again, that depends on how many rate cuts we get and all that. One thing is clear: I'm really not going to. Although I do follow it, I'm not really going to follow it in terms of my trading because that's all going to show up in the charts at some point. So. Again, you can play the weekly chart against like the 4 hour chart, right? So our weekly chart is on a sell, right? Wave trend, sell, right? MACD cross bearish. RSI was at extremes. We got a sell signal. And then you could play it off like the 4 hour chart or something. Maybe the 2 hour might be better. I don't know. But the reality is this has just started. This dip has just started. But let me see. Maybe the 2 hours a little better. So if you were only playing, it's really not a good. I guess. Let's see. Let's see where our weekly's at because I don't know how many weeks we've been on. So. I think it's only been like 2 or 3. Yeah, it's only been 2. This is the 3rd week we're on right now. So, you're really not going to see any results in that yet. Even though you can't see the results, now is your opportunity. All right. So, you can pretty much bet, and I am betting that that we're gonna drop more. Now that being said, if you go to the daily chart, this is kind of bullish, right? And I'm not going to go over this again because I covered in my video yesterday and I think I was pretty clear. But so we're kind of seeing this little bounce here. But that weekly chart, man, so over the next quarter or so, we're going to head lower. That's where my money's at. And until the charts change, that's what we have to follow because they've just been so accurate in the past. Obviously, we're going to practice risk management and all that fun stuff, but it's there's a reason we follow this. It's got a very very high success rate, win rate. It's very easy and simple to follow, and it works. So. I was gonna. It's gonna be a long video, but I guess I can end the day with a quick update on the SPY. Again, we got our sell signal here from my last video. I said basically look for this, look for our sell signal. We indeed did get it. It does not look like, now we are at extremes here, but we haven't crossed yet. So I would say wait on entering any calls, and let's see what we look like tomorrow. And if we do cross, you know, honestly, I probably won't hold. We'll have to see what happens, because tomorrow's a Fed meeting day. Um, so I think this is going to create a day trade opportunity for us. But I don't think we're, even if we do get a buy signal here, I don't think we're going to swing calls, at least off this hourly chart, unless we go like deep down under, to extremes like something like this. Okay, then I would potentially look to play calls if we went deep or something like this, I guess is what I'm looking at, right? Then I would look to maybe do a swing call. That doesn't mean we can't day trade tomorrow. So that's what the setup's looking like. The first part of the video was all educational, but as far as setup goes, again, we're in the midst of our sell-off. We're probably gonna start losing some steam with this sell-off. We're now under 505. But so we'll have to see where we go lower. But the next opportunity here would be bullish whenever that flips to calls again. The hourly chart flips to a buy, if you will. Then that's where we would look to enter calls. So I wouldn't force them. I wouldn't throw a lotto out. Not today. If tomorrow wasn't a Fed day, then I would say maybe. But let's play the cards tight to the chest today, and we'll see where we're at tomorrow. We might get a little day trade action on some calls tomorrow, but we'll have to see. So, anyways, that's where we're at. That's where we're going. That is how you trade with the trend, whether you're day trading or swing trading, and that's how you have the that's going to take your trading up to the next level, and if you still don't understand why we do that, drop something in the comments. Or if you do understand and fucking light bulb went on, drop some in the comments, so I can see that you guys are getting it or that you're not getting it, because that would help me a lot in terms of whether to show you more, or whether you understand it and we can move on to some more detailed stuff. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Closing bell's about to rip here in about 10 minutes. So hope everyone had a good day today. And let's look forward to tomorrow. Should be an entertaining day at the least. Fed news conference at 2:30. FOMC press release at 2 p.m. And could get a little chop tomorrow. We'll see what the chart sets up for us. So expect another video tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, like and subscribe to the content, especially if you made it this far, and I'll put some more stuff out for you. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.